Let me tell you about my time in Afghanistan. It was, well, Afghanistan's a real shithole. 80% of my time I was bored out of my mind, and then 20% of the time I was scared shitless. Just kind of terrifying stuff, but did some really cool stuff too. I mean, flying in helicopters for a living is nothing to complain about. I got sick of it actually. I was in the air so much I started complaining to my platoon leader to put me on the ground. I'm sick of flying. Hurry up and wait, as they say, and it's nothing but true. Nobody seems to know what's going on, and they're more concerned about paperwork than anything else, but what do you do? Had a lot of fun, had a lot of misery. Coming home was the best thing ever, and love America. I wanted to kiss the ground. I didn't, but it was pretty close to it. In fact, looking at sand now just makes me sick. I had a Cliff Bar the other day. Tasted just like a chow hall in Afghanistan, and it made me want to yak, but never go there, ever. My best day in Afghanistan, wow, that was, best day. The day I left, it was so exciting. I was so happy to go home. You're just there, and you can't see anybody, you can't leave, you're like in this little tiny base, and you hear, it smells like crap, you're sick of seeing the same people every day, so the day I left was the greatest day ever. I was so happy. So I was in Afghanistan, and it's my first time with another guy, and an interesting story. I kind of had this friend, and he had always been kind of like touchy-feely, and I wasn't sure if is he actually touchy-feely? Is he really like this? I don't know. Well, sends me a message and is like, oh, come to my room and watch a movie with me, and we'll kind of fool around, but nothing too serious. Well, fooling around with the whole way, and first time with a guy, so I'm like, trying to sneak out of the tent, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did this, and it was pretty interesting, and actually a lot of fun, but definitely my first experience with another guy. And one thing I do regret, I should have aimed for higher, a solid 7. 8 maybe, he was like a 6, so. So that wasn't my only experience with another guy in the military. It happens on and off. Did come out of the closet, but it wasn't something I advertised, so whenever you find somebody else that's like, oh hey, I'm a little gay too, it's kind of, well, you kind of have this mutual respect for each other and usually just end up screwing. It just happens. It's kind of difficult. It's already hard enough to date in gay world, or even or know who's gay in gay world without an app or whatever. So trying to find out who it was kind of tricky. I actually had a friend of mine who was, well, he was at the time, I want to say a private first class, and our platoon sergeant was gay, and he got involved with him. But that's not my story, but it was certainly interesting. So good old gossip. I did have a brief fling with somebody who outranked me. That was naughty, but a lot of fun. I was a captain, so good job me. Actually didn't know he was in the service when we were fooling around, and then I saw an army uniform in the closet, and I was like, oh, oops. All right, way to go. Sleeping with the captain. And of course, another time I had been promoted to sergeant with this guy who's a specialist, and of course it was, like, oh, do bad things to me, sergeant, but it was always something fun.